You're probably all familiar with the old saying, lightning never strikes the same place twice. Unfortunately, that's not exactly true. It's just a myth. But take a look at some of this video right here. This is of the CN Tower in Toronto. Back in 2003, this tower was hit numerous times during this night. In fact, on average, it is struck about 75 times a year, which is true for many buildings like the Sears Tower and the Empire State Building. With the sunshine and blue skies, hey, thanks a lot. One would think, oh, I'm safe from severe weather, I'm safe from thunderstorms, and I'm safe from lightning. In fact, that statement is false. If you notice storm clouds gathering and you see lightning, you can use the 30-30 rule to see if you're in harm's way. If you hear thunder within 30 seconds of seeing a lightning flash, go inside and seek shelter. Once inside and out of harm's way, wait at least 30 minutes after you hear thunder before venturing back outdoors to resume your activities. Like many of you growing up, I was told during a thunderstorm to seek shelter in the car because I was safe because of those rubber tires. That's not entirely the case. In fact, you are safe inside your vehicle, but it's not because of those rubber tires. In fact, it's because of the metal frame that surrounds you in your car. That helps to disperse the electricity, not the tires making the electricity bounce off. So the next time you might think you're safe because of those rubber tires or maybe rubber soles on your shoes, that's not true. Well, the weather is nice today, but if you were driving along and you saw a tornado or a tornado warning was issued, many people would pull over and seek shelter here under an overpass. But truth be known, this is the worst place to seek shelter during a tornado. In 1991, a news crew and a few other motorists sought shelter under an overpass on the Kansas Turnpike. They were lucky. This tornado passed just behind them.
Dread calm takes its place.
Into the overpass, it's likely they all would have been sucked out into the storm. You may have heard the saying, size matters. And in some areas of life, well, that may be true, but when it comes to tornadoes, that's not true. Whether the tornado is several yards wide or skinny and roping across the sky, they can all do damage and cause injury or even death. Tornadoes are not evaluated by their size or even their wind speed, but on the damage they leave behind. The system that evaluates tornadoes is called the Enhanced Fujita Scale. You can see tornadoes have an incredible range of wind speed, from 65 miles per hour in the weakest tornado to over 300 miles per hour in an EF5 tornado. When severe weather threatens, watches and warnings will be issued. These are typically your first line of defense when it comes to severe weather. But knowing the difference of the two can be the difference between life and death, and that is where a lot of people kind of get mistaken or confused. First of all, what is a watch? Well, this will be typically the first thing that is issued. It is issued hours in advance, typically covers a large area, a state or several states. This just means conditions are favorable for severe weather. Severe weather is possible. Monitor the weather for changes, and that's when you should start to prepare to take action. Then, if severe weather is occurring, that's when a warning is issued. Could be for strong winds, large hail with a severe thunderstorm. A tornado has been reported, maybe in a tornado warning. It's usually a smaller area, part or a whole county. That is when you need to seek shelter immediately. Now, on top of the warnings, one area that you might get is a flash flood warning. This is actually quite important, especially with all the weather that has taken place in parts of Tennessee in the month of May. Turn around, don't drown. Don't drive around barricades. It's dangerous. You can't estimate how deep of water. Only 2 feet of water can float your car away, and only 6 inches of water can sweep you off your feet. Most importantly, though, don't play in floodwaters. It's our job to keep you safe, and understanding what each of these different advisories mean can save your life.